Hey Kings and Dragons, Dragon King 551 here, and we're back with another Michigan video. Obviously, this is going to be my last Michigan sports video for basketball, and then I'll get into the football stuff later on when it gets closer to the season. Obviously, this is the future of Michigan basketball and the future of their sports. I don't know if Michigan will beat Ohio State in football next year. That's not important. What's important is about the future of Michigan's, just their sports in general. So let's just talk about the two main ones that everyone really cares about is football and basketball. Football, I don't know how well we're going to do. I mean, Jim Harbaugh obviously has to progress. But let's get into the basketball because that's what we're really here to talk about. So last night, he deserved it. Like I said, he should have. Juwan Howard has won AP National Coach of the Year. He has won Big Ten Coach of the Year. That's 2 awards. He has swept them. I think the last person that has ever won AP Coach of the Year and Conference Coach of the Year was in 1985 and 2005. Those are the last 2 times that I think that has happened. So, without further ado, that is great. And if anyone has to say that he doesn't deserve it, is wrong. Michigan's coach Juwan Howard does deserve that award. He does deserve it. He improved his team from 19-12 to 23-5. That is a huge improvement. Going from 19-12 to 23-5, going from the Sweet 16. Or was it? No, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't believe we had the tournament. Going from 19-12 and then improving from 2 years ago from losing in the Sweet 16 to get to the Elite 8. That's a big improvement, and to play that well. Now, the future of Michigan, people were asking, so how's Michigan going to do next year in basketball? Well, personally, I think they're going to do very, very well. The reason behind that is that you have freaking all these players, right, that I said in my previous video that I said I was going to miss. Shawnee Brown, Mike Smith, Isaiah Livers, possibly Franz Wagner, but I don't think he'll leave. Austin Davis, Brandon Johns Jr., Mike Smith, all of those guys. Eli Brooks, Isaiah. But the biggest thing that basically happened is that a gift from like heaven basically dropped down to the NCAA gods basically and said, hey, listen, during this pandemic and during the tough times that were around, your eligibility will not count. So technically Eli Brooks can come back for a 5th year. Isaiah Livers can come back for a 5th year. Mike Smith can come back for a 6th year. Obviously, he's already played 4 years and he's a graduate student, so he can come back for another year as well. Austin Davis can come back for another year. All these players can come back for another year of eligibility. Now, obviously, Franz, he's a sophomore. I think he wants to improve and wants redemption. Isaiah has unfinished business. He probably will stay. Eli Brooks feels bad. He probably wants to stay. Brandon Johns Jr., I mean, he's a junior anyway, so I think he's probably going to stay. Hunter Dickinson definitely has to stay. He's a freshman. I don't think he's a good player. He has improved. He improved throughout the whole entire season and became like a veteran player throughout the season. But he's not NBA caliber yet. He's not there yet. He needs at least 2 more years underneath his belt. I think after his junior year, he will leave and go to the NBA and play his game. But yeah. So those are all the players. This is just all my thoughts of how Michigan is going to play. Plus, we got the #1 recruiting class in the country. Juwan Howard is the best coach now in the country. He's undisputed as the 2020-2021 Coach of the Year. If he can continue doing what he did this year and improvise it to next year, we're going to do very well. So obviously, those are all my thoughts of Michigan basketball and their future of them. Let's get into the football. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh needs to develop his team better. He's got to find bigger, stronger players. We have a whole new coaching staff. Maybe we have some quarterbacks that transferred in. So hopefully, I think Michigan can get back to their winning caliber of winning at least 8 to 10 games a season. And it pains me to say, but I just don't know if we can get that firepower and that fire in our hearts and bodies to beat Ohio State and take us over the hump and basically put us into the position that we want to be in. The position of beating Ohio State, being in the Big Ten championship, winning a national championship in football. I just don't think it's in the cards for us, and it hasn't been for quite some time, and it's just not. I don't think it's going to be there. My point is, as of now, Michigan is more of a basketball school. Sorry to say, it's just they've been so dominant in their basketball seasons for like years. The only time that they really had a problem was like the late 70s, early 80s, around that era between there, and then they got their team back to what they are today. But my point is, Michigan is primarily a basketball school because of their records. I mean, you only play 11 to 12 games in a regular season, and the most you can go is 15-0. The most you can go in a season for March Madness, I believe it's 38 regular season games, depending on how many Big Ten games you play. I think like in the Big Ten tournament, it's 3. So if you're a number 1 seed, you play a quarterfinal, you play a semifinal, and then you play the championship. So that 3 would make you 41-0. And then you play 6 March Madness games, depending on if you play obviously the first round, but then you also have a play-in game, so that could be 6 or 7 games. But roughly, the most you can go is 47-0 if you're in the Big Ten conference. I mean, Gonzaga, I think, can go. If they were playing full season 38, I think they probably could go 44-0 or something like that, 44, 45-0. Those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think Michigan's going to do next year in their sports. And this is just a quick video of what Michigan's going to do. So until next time, guys, don't forget to stay radical. I'll see you in the next one. Obviously, I think this is my last video for Michigan sports. We're going to start jumping back into the pros, obviously, of the New York Giants. We're going to start talking about them and get back into the sports of that era and talk about all of the NBA and everything else going on. But those are going to be my next videos, and then we're going to go back to theory videos once March Madness is over. Go back to Star Wars theories and other things like that. But until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to stay radical. Go Blue.